reason I wanted to film here is that today's video is going to be 10 date night ideas. So I have on my blog 15 date night ideas, and you can definitely check out the other ideas that I don't mention here. But I thought I would highlight 10 ideas that are a little bit different or unique or out of the box. And I thought, what better place to do that than right here in my bedroom, on my bed, in a nice casual sit-down video with you all. So Valentine's Day is coming up. It is about 5 days away from the time where you will see this video. And I thought that was a great time to just give you some of the ideas that I have. My husband and I have been together 18 years. And the first 2.5 years of that, he was in the Coast Guard. So it was a long distance relationship. So we've had to be kind of creative over our time together of figuring out easy, cheap, inexpensive, those are kind of the same thing, but ways that are more creative to have our date nights. So I just thought I would bring you 10 of those and highlight them for you today. So I have my Kindle here and I wrote down them all so that I wouldn't forget any. And let's start. So number one, this one is a little bit of a twist on a regular movie and dinner night. And the idea is that one person picks the movie and then one person picks dinner. And then the next time that you do this date, you rotate it. So that could be next month that you do it or the week after, whatever you feel like. But one person gets to pick the movie and the other person picks what kind of food that you're eating or what restaurant you're going to or cooks the meal. So you do a little bit of what you both like to do. So I like this idea a lot because sometimes my husband and I can't agree on a movie to watch, a TV show to watch, or what's for dinner. And we spend half of our time trying to figure out what we're going to do, arguing, or not arguing, but just sort of like going back and forth. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Maybe we should do this. So what's great about this specific date night is that it's already known. Okay, so-and-so is going to pick the movie and so-and-so is going to pick dinner. And the next time that we do this, we're going to be able to flip-flop and they'll have to sit through my movie and I'll have to sit through their dinner. And what ends up happening is that you sort of maybe realize, oh, I like this and I didn't think that I was going to like it. And it just makes it a little bit more enjoyable. So that's date night idea number one. Date night idea number two is totally different and it's a scavenger hunt. Now this can be done in two ways. You can do a easy scavenger hunt where you write a piece of paper down and maybe say, find a salt and pepper shaker, find a sign that's blue, find a daisy, something like that, and each of you have to maybe take a picture or check it off when you find it. Or you could do something a little bit more romantic where you could put a little more time and effort into it and put some clues together that have to do with maybe how you started dating or when you got married or when you had your kids or wherever stage you're at in your life, and they have to follow those clues around the house, around the city, wherever you decide. You can get super creative with this one, and each clue is individualized so that the person really understands it more than anybody else. So it's specific to your and their situation, and it kind of will bond you and bring you closer. So there's really two ways to do that scavenger hunt, and it's a lot of fun either way. Like I said, you can do just a really casual one. If you're just out and about for a day, you can just say, oh, let's do a scavenger hunt and let's find these 15 items. Or you could do it a little bit more romantic and plan it out for an actual date night, anniversary kind of thing, Valentine's Day coming up, that kind of thing. So the third one is, and I don't have my glasses on, so you're going to see me kind of squint, but the third one is to learn something new. So this could be take a class. This could be maybe go to a painting, like a wine and canvas kind of night that I know they do a lot around where I live. Or you could even do a cheaper version of that, and you could watch a YouTube video on painting or on making something that you've wanted to make, and you could create something together while learning a new skill. You could take a dancing class. You could do all of those things outside of the home, but what's great is you could also watch YouTube and you could find a way to do that in the home. And I actually prefer that second way better. My husband and I both aren't super good with lots and lots of people. We like to go out when it's a little bit quieter. We tend to do our date dinners at around 5 or 5:30 in the afternoon instead of later on in the evening because there's less people. We do joke that we like to go to the early bird special. So we like the idea personally of being able to take a dance class in our own home without anybody teaching us but the computer or on the TV, because now you can watch YouTube on the TV. So that's a really nice and intimate way to do things, and we feel like we can sort of mess up and laugh, and it's not embarrassing, and we have a good time, and we sort of bond and connect better that way. So that's a really fun one as well. And number 4 is sightsee your own town. This is something that I think a lot of people, including myself and my husband, tend to forget. Wherever you live, 9 times out of 10, people are traveling to where you live to see what is around you all the time. For instance, I live in California and I live in the Bay Area. The Golden Gate Bridge is 20 minutes away from me. The ocean is 20 minutes away from me. Tahoe is 2.5 hours, 3 hours away from me. There's all these beautiful locations. Sonoma, Napa, all 15, 20 minutes away from me. These are all beautiful locations that people from all over the world travel to see. And my husband and I forget that we live in the midst of it. And so therefore, a lot of the times we're like, where should we go? What should we do? We travel down to Southern California. We travel to Nevada. And really, we should be sightseeing our own cities and our own towns. We should be going to San Francisco and seeing the wharf and seeing Golden Gate Bridge and seeing all these things and trying to see them from different eyes, from the perspective of people who are traveling here. So that's a really fun one to kind of do, is to plan an outing, either a day or a weekend, where you just sort of go and sightsee your own town. Go to a hotel that's local in your area, and you can go to the little rack that has all the pamphlets, and you can pick out things that maybe you didn't even know you could do in your own location. There are things all over to do that we don't realize because we're not tourists. We live here and we get stuck in our everyday mundane reality. So I definitely suggest to do that for a date day, a date weekend, something like that. Number 5 is to recreate your first date. My husband and I did this a couple times. The first place he ever took me on a date was in San Francisco, and it was a pizza place that was a little hole in the wall next to like a gas station that was under construction, and I don't even know what. But what was amazing about this pizza place is that the pizza slices were gigantic. They were like the size of the plate, and so that was really cool. It was probably like $2.50 for a slice of pizza, so we probably spent like $10 on the entire date minus gas, but it was one of my favorite experiences ever. Unfortunately for us, they tore down that pizza place a few years back and we can no longer visit, but we definitely do talk about it quite often because it was just a great memory. Cheap, inexpensive, and just something really cool and a novelty. So recreate your first date. The 6th one is, or number 6, is to get outside. Now this seems kind of like one that you probably hear everywhere and all the time, but really get outside, go fly a kite, go on a picnic, go and take a hike, go to the beach, go to the lake, go fishing, go camping. Even if you're not super outdoorsy, just do something outdoor. Go to a park and sit on the grass and have a picnic. Do something outside in nature. This, for my husband and I, really reconnects us. We're campers. We like to go camping every summer, and we actually go for quite a long stretch of time, 3 weeks to a month, depending on the situations and work schedules. But we love the outdoors. I don't like necessarily to get dirty, and I don't like camping bugs and all that, but I'll tell you, the first week is hard, and the first couple days, if you're going out camping, is hard and you've never done it. But after you get over those 2 or 3 day hump of bugs and dirt, you feel so amazing. For me, I feel the best I've ever felt when I'm in the middle of the trees with a lake right there. I don't have a clock. I don't care about what time it is. My husband and I just relax. We hang out. We spend time with our family, and it's a lot of fun. So get outside, even if it's just for a couple hours. Get outside, go to a park, take a walk, see a waterfall, something. Number 7 is to do a DIY project. So this could be a DIY project as in, if you own a home, you could do a home project, say remodel a house, remodel a room, a house. You could, but that would take a while. That'd be like a lot of date nights. But you could remodel a room, you could paint a room, but it could also be something like working on a piece of furniture, building a piece of furniture together. making a painting together, doing an art and craft project that is small and not expensive, but you're doing it together. Again, YouTube, Pinterest, these are all really great outlets and ways to find inspiration and instructions to make things if you're not super crafty. But just getting together and doing something, even if it's super simple, brings you together. It will bring you closer. I know my husband and I will do something and we'll go into it thinking, oh, okay, we got to get all this and do all this and let's do a project. But at the end of it, we're laughing, we're joking. It's a lot of fun. And so doing those kind of things, doing a DIY project, doing something new and creative and learning something new, like I mentioned before, these are ways that you can reconnect with your spouse and your loved one. And they're fun, they're inexpensive, and most of it comes just because you're doing something together and laughing and taking time to reconnect. So the next one that I have is number 8, and that is have a Netflix marathon. Literally sit down, get your favorite snacks, and binge watch whatever shows or movie you have been putting off but wanted to watch. My husband and I used to watch 24. They don't have it on anymore, but that was our show for years. Actually, funny story, when we got married on a Sunday night, and we ran away and eloped and just got married because we'd been together 9 years and figured it was time. And we ran away and got married on a Sunday. And on Monday, it was 24, and we were in the hotel, and we decided to stop what we were doing in the hotel, and we were downstairs. We were actually at a casino, so we were downstairs gambling. We told the blackjack table, we'll be right back. We need to go watch 24. We went and got pizza, brought it up to our room, and watched 24. That was the night after we got married. So that was like our honeymoon, and it's one of our favorite memories because it was time that we spent together, that we knew that we wanted to watch 24. We didn't want to miss it. We got a pizza, we brought it upstairs, and we just vegged out. And then after like an hour and a half, 2 hours, we went back down to the blackjack tables and won a little more money. So just watch Netflix or watch Hulu or whatever it is that you watch on demand is what we have too here in California. So just watch something together. Take that time, get into a new show or watch a show that you've been meaning to finish up on or catch up on, and just bond together, laughing, crying, being scared, whatever that is. Get your snacks and just relax. Get some blankets and just chill out. That's probably one of my favorites. Number 9 is go to an arcade or amusement park without your children. What? I know, right? That seems crazy. First of all, it seems crazy because that's what amusement parks are for. Kids, right? But I'll tell you, my husband and I, before we had our son, we used to go to Disneyland every single year by ourselves. And we would go to Six Flags, which is near my house, every single year, a couple times a year by ourselves because we didn't have a kid. And it was one of my favorite things to do with him every single year because we got to be little kids together and have fun and laugh and not care, like especially at Disneyland because they encourage all ages to just be big kids. So we just got to have so much fun. And this is something that we have thought about doing and we haven't actually done. We've gone to arcades by ourselves and we go gambling by ourselves and things like that, obviously, because you can't take a 6-year-old gambling. That would be bad parenting. But we have thought about going, like when we go down to Disneyland, we have relatives. We both have relatives that live there. And so we've thought, well, maybe we should just leave our son with one of our relatives and go to like Knott's Berry Farm from like the evening. Because after 4 o'clock at Knott's Berry Farm, they discount the tickets. And so we've always thought, oh, maybe we should just do that. We never do. We always bring Mason because we feel like he's missing out. But this is something that I really want to do. So I put it on the list. Go to an arcade or amusement park without your kids. Okay, and the last one is game night. And that seems like a no-brainer. Like, I think a lot of us have date nights where we do game night, or we have a family game night, or something like that. But my husband and I really like to play cards, Uno and Rummy, things like that. We used to play Speed, I think is what it's called, or Slap, where you have to get the cards and match them up, and if you don't get them in time, the person slaps your hand. In War, we used to play War a lot when he was in the Coast Guard, and I would go visit him on location, and we had just hours of time and no money. We would play a lot of War. And then the other thing we like to play is Monopoly and Scrabble. So these are games that we play a lot, and checkers. So we love to just sit down and play these, especially when we're camping or we go away and stay in a hotel. Even if we do bring our son, which he's pretty much always with us, we've never taken a vacation without him. When he goes to sleep, we play board games or card games. When we first started dating and he was stationed in Alaska in the Coast Guard and I would visit him, we would go to this little coffee shop, one coffee shop in the whole entire town, and they had lots of board games. But what we liked to play was checkers. They had a table that had the checkerboard on the table, like carved and painted on the table. It was like inlaid on the table. It was beautiful. And we would play checkers while drinking coffee. So that was sort of our thing. So now, to this day, we still like to play checkers, even though he beats me so bad because he plays chess. Or he used to play chess, so he can think like really far ahead. I'm just not that talented. But that is definitely something that we love to play. We love to play checkers, and we love to play games and just bond that way. So those are my 10 date night ideas, and I hope that they were useful to you and helpful. I hope that you use some of them, and if you do, please comment below and let me know what you've tried. And if I missed something and I didn't mention something that you really think is like a great date night idea, please leave it below and let me know, and let everybody else know too. I do have a blog post coming out the same day that you will be seeing this video, so that will be linked below. There are 15 date night ideas, so the 10 that I listed plus 5 more, and I am working on this video with other YouTubers and bloggers, and like I said, all of their information will be linked below as well, so please check them out as well. And why do I say as well so much? So please check them out and let me know what you think. Thank you so much. If you haven't hit the red subscribe button, please subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you get notified every time that I upload a new video. It's totally free, but it helps me out a lot in knowing that you like my content and you want to continue to see more. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.